Our committee issued a report and insight on saying that Russian active measures are growing with frequency and intensity, and these groups pose a significant threat to the United States and our allies in upcoming elections. Would you agree with that?
Yes. In fact, one of the other areas that we have to look at are many more companies, or not companies, many more countries are developing capability to replicate what the Russians had done.
The New York Times reports that indeed Iranian hackers have targeted the Trump re-election campaign. Quote, Microsoft said hackers with apparent backing from Iran's government had made more than 2,700 attempts to identify the email accounts of current and former United States government officials, journalists covering political campaigns, and accounts associated with the presidential campaign. It was not clear what information, if any, had been taken in the attack on the Trump campaign. Tonight, the campaign says it has no indication that any infrastructure was hit. With us tonight, the man to see on these matters, Malcolm Nance. He's a veteran of naval intelligence, special ops, and homeland security with 35 years working in counterterrorism and intelligence, and is our analyst in this area. His forthcoming book, one of many relevant to this discussion, is The Plot to Betray America: How Team Trump Embraced Our Enemies, Compromised Our Security, and How We Can Fix It. Malcolm, what is the lesson in this?
The lesson in this is that the 2016 election opened the floodgates for all types of non-state and state actors to try to influence the United States elections. And with the president and many of his followers not believing that there is an intrinsic cyber threat in this world that will attempt to influence our electoral process, everyone's going to try it.
So a sub-lesson of that, I'm guessing, in a democracy, when we have a boisterous debate on this or any other network, and Moscow Mitch is a name that is hatched because of the Senate Majority Leader's unwillingness for the longest time to get funding approved to harden our elections, people can hear us when we say that. People can see our coverage in a free society. As they say, a malign actor would be foolish not to try it.
You know, 10 years ago, the United States had a mindset in which the defense of the nation on all sides was paramount, and that no one would ever be allowed to come after the United States on any platform anywhere in the world, even if we weren't the greatest in cyber hygiene. That has since changed. And as you say, the world can hear us. And when the world believes the United States will no longer defend itself, malignant players such as Iran, North Korea, China, could be anybody as far away as Zimbabwe, understands that America's information sphere can be weaponized against itself, and that you can go after individuals or organizations or entire countries and have the ability to change their mindset or to hack their mindset. So apparently Iran is touching base on this and are trying to get the basic steps to rudimentarily hack certain people or individuals around a campaign and perhaps influence it or carry out a false flag operation, making it look like someone else is trying to influence it.
Dan Coates once said, and I'll paraphrase, that what kept him up at night was the rumored Russian ability to turn off the power in New England in the middle of winter. Tell the folks watching tonight, at the risk of scaring them to death before bed on a Friday evening, how bad could it get? What could someone do?
It could get very bad. And, granted, this report in the New York Times was about very rudimentary things, right? About spear phishing, people clicking on the wrong link and downloading malware into their computer. But that's the first step in going after turning off, a hydroelectric plant or shorting out a substation and plunging 1 million people into darkness. These are infrastructure attacks, which are very hard to do because we have such a large civilian infrastructure, which is not protected at a governmental level the way many other countries around the world are. So, when you turn off power, you kill people. Respirators go off until the batteries come on, or until generators come on. It can be very difficult. People lose their air conditioning. So these are the sort of things that are the far end of the black operations in cyber warfare. Iran, for example, destroyed every computer in Aramco, the Saudi Arabian oil company, a few years ago using malicious malware and knocking down their systems. That was not as bad as if they say shut off, Wichita, Kansas, from having any electricity. All of these are within the realm of that. And if we are not defending ourselves, our opponents will figure out ways to use it.
What's your 60-second answer to the question, can our election integrity be saved?
I would love to answer that in a positive, Brian. But our election integrity can be saved if we start to believe that we have a problem. 40% of this nation do not believe at all that there was an attempt to corrupt the American election, which influenced the election of Donald Trump. If you don't believe you're under attack, even though the bullets are flying around you, then you will not take precautions, and this nation will be perpetually in danger. The American experiment will remain in danger if we don't take precautions, and that starts with belief.
Malcolm Nance, thank you for joining us on a Friday night. We appreciate it very much.